Man City won the treble. Yep, they did. Man City won the treble. Hello, welcome back to another video, you beautiful, wonderful people. Stephen's voice is still trying to recover. It's still trying to find its way back. He was getting there. But then yesterday, that parade happened. That wonderful parade. And I was on a bus and I was going mental, mate. Absolutely mental. It's getting me better. You should have heard me this morning. In fact, you couldn't hear me this morning. Man City won a treble, by the way. Just going to have to say that every now and then. Man City won a treble. That's how I'm going to start every single video now, by the way. I'm going to start it. Every single video, I'm just going to start with Man City won the treble. Welcome back to another video. Is that a thing? Should I stick with it? You know what I mean? Should I stick with it? Every video. Every single video. Just Man City won a treble. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. You'll never get boring saying that out loud. Never, ever, ever get boring. I know Cafe actually. We've got the honey. We've got some honey for the voice, but it's done nothing where it congeals, and I can't be asked put it in that water to loosen up and stuff. I'm all right. It'll be fine by tomorrow. I've been gentle with my voice today, so I've not got any more screaming left to do for a long time. So it'll be fine by tomorrow. See, won the treble. Anyway, the parade happened yesterday, of course. Like Stephen's evil twin, do I? That's interesting. It's because of the haircut, isn't it? It's the haircut, mate. That's all it is. The thing is, City won the treble, and yesterday there was a parade. The parade was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, of course, if you don't know, I was very lucky to be on the bus yesterday. It was electric. Absolutely electric. One of the luckiest people in the world. I really am. I can't deny it. Just astonishingly good. So my view from the bus yesterday was just remarkable. Like the fans that out on the town streets, absolutely incredible. What a time to be a Manchester City fan. Seriously, that parade. It's quite funny watching people trying to act like we've got no fans after seeing that. Genuinely. It's so funny because there was so many fans in Manchester, so many. I've been to all these parades. That was 2 or 3 times the size. It absolutely was. It was fucking massive because City are a massive club. Absolutely, just ridiculous. Hundreds of thousands. I don't know how many. Maybe a 250,000. Maybe more. I don't know. But it was an awful lot of people. 6 figures easily, and it was just absolutely electric. Literally electric. You know, the Norse god of thunder. Haaland summoned a thunderstorm. He literally was 4 yesterday. So much that unfortunately couldn't do so many things he wanted to plan the events team. I know that was a fact, but still, the rain actually added to it, didn't it? It was crazy. Griffin, it was miles better, unfortunately, mate. It was a longer route and it was way more busy. Last year's was good. Last year's stage show was better because the thunderstorm stopped the stage show this time, but the actual parade bit way better. Linny, I would love to have streamed it. I couldn't even get any footage because it was raining so heavy that my phone's got cracks on the screen. It would have destroyed my phone. I was sodden wet through. I had to just put my phone away and wait for any bits for it to stop. But it was the rain was it was torrential. Anyone there will know what it means. It was so wet that I couldn't get my phone out because it's got a splinter in the corner. It would have just ruined it. It would have got drenched and would have ruined it. So I couldn't even get any good footage really, which is a bit of a shame. I've got the odd video here and there, but it was the rain though. The rain was fun in the end. Everyone was just soaked. Everyone was just dancing in the rain. It felt biblical. It felt like a baptism for these new treble winners. You know, absolutely electric. But guys. Socks were wet. Socks were very wet. And true story, I went to Manchester City staff party afterwards and I had to go in on my wet clothes. And do you know what? I'm going to brag here. Do you want to hear the coolest story ever? And this is genuinely no word of a lie. I know I'm sort of this is a very not so humble brag here, but I'm going to mention it anyway. So yesterday I was walking to get a drink as Phil Foden walked in, and Phil was like, "Oh, no way!" And he went up to him, "Come here, man." He went, "This is the guy." And Phil, he went to his wife, the missus, "Do you know who this is?" He said, "Do you know who this is? This guy's a legend. This is Esteemed Kompany. This is Stephen. I watch his videos all the time." I was like, "Oh, Phil, mate, thank you so much. Congratulations." True story. And one of my best mates was there to witness it. True story, absolutely true story. Phil's followed me on Twitter for years, but that was like my mate, one of my best mates, Paul Walsh, from Blooming Rising days, was there as well, and he was like, "Steve, that was class." Yeah, I know. And he was there just like to his missus, "Do you know who this is?" And I was like, "I should be going, do you know who this is?" But I'll take it. I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Phil looked $1 million, by the way. Yeah, absolutely. Phil, if you're watching this, man, I know, I'm a football fan, mate. But I love you anyway, pal. I've been watching you for a long, long time, and the feeling's mutual. You're a legend, man. I'm just some absolute no mark fan. I do your son though, Ronnie. Shane was at the party. Elway, absolute the legend. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna flex that because. Do you know why I'm flexing it? Because I get so much criticism from some idiots online. So there you go. One of our soon-to-be legends. That's the thumbs up approval. So I'm definitely going to flex it. That is my flex anyway. And I'm taking it because I'm normally very humble and occasionally get a chance to brag. And I'm taking it big time. Anyway, guess what? Jonathan, guess what we did with... Guys, guess what, guys? Something happened at the weekend. What was it? What happened at the weekend? What happened on Saturday? Something really small. Just what happened? Can anyone remember in the comments? It was. I can't remember. It's just minor little. Nicholas said I hate a bagel. Dennis, we won the treble. Absolutely. We did win the treble. We did actually. That was it. I forgot. Just no one's mentioned it, you know what I mean? Because it's just been so quiet, I'm never going to get bored of this. Never going to get bored of it. Absolutely going to milk this. Milk it. Just milk it, always. Jack Grealish. So once again, Jack Grealish. So here's another little insider thing. So it was at the staff party thing. Jack Grealish was the first to get on stage. And he just started going, "Have you ever won the treble? Have you?" And honestly, just singing to himself. Like if everyone had left the room, Grealish would have been there. Grealish could start a party in a square room with no one else in, just padded white walls. Like he could start a party in a box. Like he's just in his own world, and it's hilarious. An absolute good time guy. Wonderful. I love all the Elway stuff, by the way. Nicola, if you're watching this right now, search Foden's kid on TikTok. He's an absolute, like Ronnie Foden, Elway. And you know about this, but go on TikTok and actually look for the memes and find me the best ones, Nicola, when I come down in a bit. But anyway, should we get on to the actual... yeah, I know you did, but have you actually watched the TikToks, Nicola? Go. He's massive in South America. I know you told me, but yeah. But anyway, should we get on to the topic of this video? Now we've talked about the treble. Treble, we've won the lot. Treble, in Istanbul. That video of Jack Grealish begging Bernardo to stay genuinely broke my heart. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. So, of course, the sad side of the treble is that when you do something that big, sometimes there's not enough left for a lot of people. I would not be surprised we're going to witness quite a tumultuous and chaotic summer. It's going to be mental, absolutely mental. Genuinely, it's going to be a crazy summer, I reckon. Maybe not, but eyes open. You saw me on the bus. Cheers, man. Thank you. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be a really crazy summer. Some of these players, as Jake said, don't have anything left in the tank. They really don't, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And the rumours coming out at the moment are people like Riyad Mahrez could go, because we'll get into the minute. Bernardo could go. Gundogan could go. Laporte definitely wants to go. That's 4 very big players there, by the way. I don't know. Someone else could go. Gomez could go. It's a lot of players. It's literally a third of our squad. If all those went, Mahrez, Gundo, Bernardo, Laporte, Gomez. Like Calvin, maybe. I think Calvin's going to stay. Julian should go. What are you on about, Seba? Behave. But even 5-6 players, that's like, we've only got a squad of about 17, 18 internationals. It's going to be crazy. But Jordan, the comments are, like, the reason everyone talks about Bernardo is that we've seen the clip now. Here we go. If you haven't seen it, you see Grealish very clearly say to Bernardo, "Don't go. Please don't go." Look, he's praying to him. Look. Here he goes. Please don't go. Yeah, he's begging him to stay, and like there are rumors going around, which I'll get onto now. So the rumors are, I'll start with Bernardo Silva. Now, according to Matteo Moretto, who's an Italian journalist, City and Bernardo are aware of PSG's intentions to sign a player, but so far he's taking his time to decide and has not yet given the green light to the transfer. I am hoping actually that he could. The thing is, same every season, Jordan. The only reason it hasn't happened is that no one's put a bid in for him. The only reason hasn't gone is that. But now, I do actually. Nicholas found the Elway memes. There you go. She's on the TikTok. She's enjoying it. Okay, she's happy now. Save the best ones to the wife. I bet you've already sent me some already, haven't you? But the only reason that he hasn't gone already because no one came on for him. The difference this time is that I do think PSG are going to come into him because obviously there's rumours about Neymar wanting to go. Messi's gone already. Mbappe apparently is not even guaranteed there. PSG have got a bit of an rebuild, and Bernardo is the exact kind of superstar that would be of their level. Just in the Champions League Team of the Year, we know how good he is. He's absolutely immense. I wouldn't be surprised if they do want like someone like Bernardo to be a part of that next rebuild. Absolutely, because Bernardo is just a quality player. So I'm hoping that this isn't going to happen, but we have to respect that it could. The only thing that makes me think he might stay is that he's just won a treble. He might decide, you know what, 2 years left on my contract, stay here, just see out my best times. I'll be 30 by the time my contract's up. Excuse me. I'll be in a very good age. I could leave and get an awful lot of money somewhere. And Pep will be gone then probably as well. I've seen the contract out. I go on a free transfer and I become rich beyond my wildest dreams. And we know how quickly things go in football because they do. They absolutely fly. That's what I'm hoping. You might just decide City are the best place to play. I'll just stay in and move on 30 because he's only young. He's only young in football. He's not young, but you know what I mean. He's got a lot of time left in his career. Stay at the club, the best club in the world. Just do it. I think you never know, but I'm expecting if PSG bid, City will accept, and he could go. There's also, of course, the Mahrez story. The Mahrez story is from Romain Molina, who is a journalist for The Guardian, CNN, BBC, New York Times. Oh, I'm tired, man. Very respected journalist, basically. Is that Al-Ittihad, a Saudi Arabia team, hope to finance the signing of Man City's Riyad Mahrez. Now, Romano, Fabrizio, look at all these trophy pictures, by the way. Incredible. Fabrizio said that City have a clear message for any Saudi side keen on Riyad Mahrez. An important fee will be requested. There's nothing final or advanced yet. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It does feel to me that I think Mahrez would take this. How does it work, by the way, with all these Saudi Arabian teams? Like, dude, is the league buying him then going, you get one, and just dishing him out to certain teams? Like, I didn't say Al-Ittihad, I said Ittihad. I don't know how it's pronounced. But how does it work? Like, do they all just get their own? Like, I don't understand. They're just signing players and then passing them out to teams? Because have they all got immense? Saudi Crown Prince decided to spend $20 billion. Okay, and they're just giving them out to teams. That's crazy, isn't it? And do you know what? I wouldn't blame him for going. And to be honest, it's China again, isn't it? We saw it in China, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes because it makes an awful lot of sense for him at this stage of his career. How old's Mahrez now? Mahrez is, he's 32 years old. Okay, so Mahrez is 32. He's not. He obviously probably wants to move on from Man City. I think he'd probably want to move on because he's not playing as much as he wants to be, and he would probably stay, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to stay. And for that kind of money, Griffin, I think he probably would, mate. I think he would uproot his family because his kid's only very, very young. They would earn like. I know they've already got retirement money, but I'm on about like don't have to do media retirement money. Just literally beyond retirement money. It's like set for generations' money, and I won't blame them at all. But the thing is, obviously, there'd have to be a substantial fee, and I think City would go, okay, if you're going to give 200 million to Mahrez, you're going to give 100 million to us. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it'd be something crazy. City would ask for an awful lot of money. For even at Mahrez's age, like they'd ask for an awful lot of money, and I think they'd probably get it as well. That's the crazy thing. Mahrez would be massive, of course. He would be a huge signing for them. Like, you can't deny that. Like, obviously, it's he's obviously Muslim as well. Let's be honest. Like, that would be it would be a bit of a statement signing for the Saudi team. I can see him going there, and I can see them making a big deal out of it because he is a superstar, and that stuff does play into it. If we're being honest, it does have an appeal for those reasons. Would it happen? I can see them bidding for it. I can see City going, fair enough. If you want to go, you go for it. You can move on. And then there's also Ilkay Gundogan. There's a fear apparently within Barcelona. This is from, who's this from? Ashraf Ben Ayad. I don't know who he is, but he's got a lot of followers, this fella. Who's this guy? 3.5 million followers. Is he a big journalist? No, it's just his name. He's just translated. Is that City would apparently Barca are scared that City could offer improve their contract offer. My God, I'm tired. Contract offer. I think they probably could too. I think he's captain to his treble, so absolutely. I think there's a likelihood of that. I've not seen any rumours about Laporte, by the way, which is interesting. If you have, let me know in terms of where he'd go. But Gundogan is a 50-50 for me. The only thing I think is that I feel like he would have stayed. I don't know. Like, I feel like he would have stayed if he really wanted it, already. I think he would have signed his contract already, but maybe not. Maybe he is waiting to see, maybe there is a disagreement on length and all that kind of stuff, and we'll see. But Gundogan, it'd be a shame. We can't lose Gundogan and Bernardo in the same summer, especially given the fact that De Bruyne is out for a while with his injury. It's not good at all. Like, our midfield could look so different. There's been loads of transfer stuff. It's been more as well, hasn't it? I'm going to try and scroll back and find it as well. Pre-parade. I loved all the parade stuff, by the way. With all the getting on the metro and stuff. Where are we? By the way, I'm loving that Elton John has now got this Manchester City connection. Like, this is mad for me because we named our son Ruben Elton McInerney, and the Elton, obviously it was because of Elton John, because we're a big fan of Elton John, and it's just. But obviously at that time he had no City connection at all, and now Elton has become this like massive, like he loves Man City too. Obviously he's a Watford fan, but I love that. It's just a weird, like, Elton John even likes City now, but I named my son Ruben Elton. Like, we named our son Ruben Elton, and I love that because it's like, oh, even Elton John likes City, so it just works really nicely. Me and Nicola basically are taking. Ruben isn't actually technically named after Diaz, but he is, because we were scrolling through names of this, and Nicola joked about looking at the City players for inspiration, and Nicola said, "Oh, I really like Ruben," and I was like, "Oh, we can't call him Ruben. It's too on the nose because I work for Man City and I do this stuff." And I was like, "No, we can't call our son Ruben. It looks like I'm named him after a City player." But Nicola was like, "I really like the name Ruben," and eventually, after 2 or 3 weeks, she was like, "Yeah, it's Ruben though," and I was like, "It is actually," and Ruben stuck. So technically, Ruben Diaz inspired the name, yeah. So it's not in honor of him, but he inspired the name. So true story. Elton John's a legend, by the way, an absolute legend, like genuine superstar. God, look at Grealish. He's an absolute mess, isn't he? I'm trying to find the transfer stuff before all this. Grealish, God, he's an absolute mess. Where is it all? Apparently, yeah, there you go. City were offered Verratti and Donnarumma, but City went, nah. That's another thing as well. So here we go, of course, as well. Here's the positive transfer stuff. Did I ever tell Diaz you named son after him? I actually did when I met him the first time. I said, I'm going to call our son Ruben. Yeah, I did, but I don't think he understand what I was going on about. That was a long time ago. That was last year, a year ago. So, of course, Vardy could be coming in as well. That would be a wonderful signing. So he could come in. Oops. Vardy could come in. He would be an absolute warrior of a signing. Like, genuinely, he would be immense. I think that's very likely. Of course, we know about Kovacic. We know what Kovacic could come into. They've already seen 2 potential players there. 2 Croatians, by the way. We don't need him to win the Champions League anymore, but it wouldn't harm us, let's be honest. Declan Rice hasn't been linked, has he? We'd need... Look, if Mahrez goes, we'd need a winger. Maybe Leroy, man. Maybe Leroy. I would want Leroy to come back. I would take him in a heartbeat. I don't think Kyle Walker's leaving personally. I think he'd stay and do his final. It's his final year, isn't it, of his contract. I think he'd just stay and do it. And he'd play. He'd get loads of football. Like, loads of football, let's be honest. Mohammed with the super chat says, would you take Sane back and would you keep Cancelo? I would not keep Cancelo. I think he's far too toxic. Love your mate for what he did, but we're a better side without him. I think we're a better squad without him. I think he's a bit too of his own arse. I really like the guy, but I think he is too in his own head. And I think that we don't need that right now. You know, we don't need players who think about themselves. Leroy, I would. It's emotional, that, but I think he's grown up quite a lot, and I think he loves Manchester, and I think we know it. I think he's got a softness for Man City, and I think if he came back here, he would appreciate that he's got another chance. So I would take him back. I understand why anyone wouldn't, but I think he's grown up an awful lot, Leroy Sané. That's just my guess. Kulusevski, I would love at Man City, by the way. Absolutely, Kulusevski would massively get my thumbs up because he's a quality player. Guys, by the way, please do hit the like button on this video if you want to. You don't have to, of course, but it'd massively help. 500 people watching and only 70-odd likes. It'd be great to get those likes up. Get them right up there. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. But let's go up to 200 likes if you can right now. But Kulusevski, I think, is a wonderful player. Great the season before last, not so great last year, but then Spurs were an absolute mess as well. But Kulusevski under Guardiola, there would be magic. There would be wonderful things happening, you know. Kulusevski would absolutely shine under Guardiola. And I think Leroy would shine as well, you know. I think it's very obvious, by the way, that Foden's going to play central next season. I didn't hear about Declan Rice, by the way. Is that actually a thing? Is there Declan Rice rumours? I'm looking back to see if I can see any. I can't see any. I'm not sure, but I've not seen any Declan Rice rumours personally. I really genuinely... I hope that we do sign a winger or so. I feel like we need it. Would I take PayPal, Mbappe or Kvara? Probably Kvara, actually. I know that sounds mental, but look, I know he's brilliant. Mbappe's not brilliant. He's insane. He's an insane player, but I just don't really like him. And I just don't like him as a person. And look, this is my person. That's not what I say City should do. But you're asking me, so. Me as an individual, I wouldn't want... Like, if Mbappe came, I'd be like, great, he's Mbappe. Of course I would. I'm not stupid. I'd be buzzing. I'd be bouncing around. But if it was... If Kvaradona came, Kvaratskhelia, if he came, I'd be more excited because he's like... You know, he's a King Clancy fan. True story. And I also think he's just probably a better person. The culture stuff matters, you know. It does matter. Like, it does matter. But I don't think Mbappe's going to come to City anyway, so it's irrelevant. But even then, if Mbappe came to City, I'd be buzzing. And if there's any one manager that would put Mbappe into shape, it would be Guardiola. Because Guardiola would be like, no, don't you. Guardiola would look him in the eye and just say no. I don't actually know much about Diaby from Leverkusen. Like, a lot of people have mentioned it, but I can't sit here and pretend I do. I know his name, but I've never sat and watched him. So I haven't watched Leverkusen at all, you know. So has Diaby had a bit of a breakout season or something like that, you know? I don't know much about Diaby. I know he's really highly rated, and he looks good. Is he the guy that reminds me of Henry? Or have I got wrong? Someone reminds me of Henry a little bit. It might be on about someone else. Yeah, I think it is him, is it? No, I'm on about Colin Mawani. I'm on about Kolo Muani reminds me a bit of Henry. I would like him, by the way. He looks a really good player. But Diaby, sure, I trust you guys. You know, to be honest, my general feeling is there are lots and lots and lots of footballers at Manchester City's level. And I don't mean lots, but I mean there's lots of very good footballers. And if you're a very good footballer, then Pep will turn you into a world-class one. That's how I feel. So I feel like when City have a list of players, like Ruben Dias as our third choice centre-back. I was never doubting him because I feel like Pep will... Look, there's many players. They just need great coaching. Like, for example, usually, if you've got a lot of talent and the right attitude, Pep will turn you into a world-class player. So I think I'm not overly fussy. Like, in general, if someone's pretty good, as long as they're pretty good, I trust Guardiola to make him excellent. So that's how I feel. Like, I'm not that fussy. I'm like, if we sign Jude Bellingham or Florian Wirtz, I don't care, or Vega. Any of those three works for me. I know Bellingham's the biggest one, and I know Bellingham's probably the best out of the three of them, but I trust that Wirtz or Vega could be as good as Bellingham under Guardiola. Does that make sense? So I just trust that City's list is good enough to get what we need from them, even if some are a little bit further ahead than others at the time. So I'm very relaxed about that stuff. I trust that Pep would find a way. Like, for example, Jay said Wirtz is better going forward. Probably is. But at the same time, I trust that Guardiola would make any of them be good enough for the system that needs be. Like, they do different roles, different jobs. Guardiola would bring out what makes them brilliant. That's what Guardiola does, always. McAtee first team next season, I would like that very much, Lamar. Absolutely. Absolutely. But guys, it was just a quick discussion here about a bit of an overhaul. Got a bit of a treat tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Me and Asan are absolutely going to chat all things treble. We're going to chat about City, everything about it, and I can't wait. So me and Asan tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. UK time. Set your alarms and come and join us live to chat about all things Manchester City and the week that was. It's going to be wonderful. For now, though, I am tired and I absolutely want to go and have some food. I'm starving. In a bit. Love you all loads. Bye-bye. See you on the treble.